the old Gassaway Railroad Depot in Gassaway, Braxton County, West Virginia. We're going to start on a little e-bike test here, going down the Elk River Trail. We're going to go down to about Frametown, which is about 13 miles along the Elk River here. We'll see how this does. It'll be 26 miles round trip, but we'll see how the battery is. I don't know if you could see that. It says about 10 miles an hour. And pedal assist 2. This is locked at 20, pedal assist or throttle, so that it stays as a class 2 bike. It's a cadence sensor, so as long as you're pedaling and there's not a lot of effort to it, you could feel the motor really powering you. Alright, we've come about a mile so far. Elk River Trail. Right below Gassaway. It's kind of deserted on both sides so far. There's not a lot of residential development. The suspension on this is very nice. It has a rear suspension plus the front forks. This is a well-packed, fine gravel trail so far. I biked another section of this on a traditional bicycle before, about a 13-mile trip, round trip. And as you know, on a rail trail, generally the grade feels level. You are obviously dropping in elevation slowly as we're going down the Elk River here. So there'll be a little bit more effort coming back on the bike. Coming by the wastewater treatment plant below Gassaway. I think it's called the Flatwoods Canoe Run Wastewater Treatment Plant. I got here about 9:30 a.m. and it's about 75 degrees when I started. Actually, it still feels relatively cool. Of course, I'm not putting any effort in. The bike's doing the work. I'm just doing light pedaling to keep the cadence sensor engaged. This is a Lacros Cyclone Enhanced version 2026. 20-inch, 4-inch fat tires. Nice long isolated stretch here. Doesn't matter if I ride this in the groove or even up on the center hump here. It's a little bit bumpier in the center. Just parallels the Elk River. It's hard to see through the vegetation over there. Here's more of the cross ties. I might have said rails before, but the cross ties piled up that they pulled off here. Every once in a while, they have these picnic tables out here, just in isolated spots. Okay, we're coming up to a clearing here. Someone's camp. Can use throttle only. There's a half or quarter throttle, as they call it on here. Let me switch hands. Alright, so I'm not pedaling now. I just got the throttle engaged here, just barely, and it's pulling me along. Not sure how much power it gives me. Oh, I think it's going to go all the way up to 20. Yeah, it's maxing out at 20. It actually hit 21. Alright, we're coming up to a bridge here. Off to the left is some run that dumps a substantial amount of water out. So back in the day they had a trestle here. And slow down on top of this here. Nice bridge that they put here. You can see the creek down there. Not a lot of water in it, even though we have had some rain recently. Okay, we're at the coastal crossing. It says mile marker 28.5. Frametown is at 30.9, so that's only 2.4 more. Big field where Coastal used to have a log job here. Alright, we're at mile marker 30. According to the trip meter, we've come about 7.8 miles so far. It's still pretty isolated. There were a few camps along the way once we got below the city of Gassaway. I've basically been in pedal assist 2 out of the 5. About 10 miles an hour. Looks like they had a rock fall here. I have to slow down to get over this. Yep, landslide. A little rough here too. Okay, made it to Frametown. Let me see what the next one is. I may go down to the next one. So if you want to come and park at Frametown, you'd park right here. You get off the interstate at the Frametown exit, then come back up north along the river till you get to the bridge here and cross over. Okay, Strange Creek is at 37.2. We're at about 31 right now, so another 6.3 miles. And according to the battery meter, we haven't used any yet, so we're going to keep going. Alright, this is below Frametown. See, there's some development here along the trail. Coming up to where Interstate 79 crosses over the Elk River here, just below Frametown. It says roadwork ahead. Guess we'll find out what that is. Not sure what this bridge is here, what this creek would be. Just light pedaling to maintain this 10 miles an hour. Another one of these benches. We did pass a outdoor privy. Boy, this has basically been isolated. A couple patches of development here and there. It's a manual bell. I did see 4 hikers, look like a family. That's about it on this trail on a Monday morning. Yeah, we're a little over 10 miles in right now, going down. The battery bar of the 5 levels still shows all 5 levels. Haven't lost a level yet. Sure, that's coming up fairly soon here. Even though this is relatively level, given the trail conditions here, that it's gravel, it's not paved, that's going to have some impact on my weight. The suspension is comfortable. I think it needs a better seat. I even have a small padding that I took off of my regular 8-speed Schwinn bicycle that I put on this for extra padding. It still feels pretty firm. I didn't see that coming. We're about 3 miles away from Strange Creek, I believe. Camp here along the Elk River and on this trail. More of the cross ties. So far, about 80% of the trip I've been in pedal assist 2, doing about 10 miles an hour. Maybe 5% in 1 and 5% in 3. I didn't go up to 4 yet, or 5. A little bit too fast for as rough as the trail is. It's not rough, but it's rough enough that I don't want to be flying down and do something stupid here. Wow, you really get away from things on this trail. Isolated camps that are along here. A good view of the elk. Another camp or farmer's field here, I'm not sure. See the house up here. Looks like just a camp. How they get here? Calm Elk River. It's a little bit muddy, not a dark mud, a little disturbed. See, they must drive along the railroad right here to get to their camp. Another bridge. We'll stop right here. This is getting close to Strange Creek. See part of the iron structure here this is built on top of. Maybe this is Strange Creek, I'm not sure. I have to look at a map. Run into a little obstacle here, just about 1.5 miles from Strange Creek. I cleared some branches out and just walked the bike through there. We're at Strange Creek now. Mile marker 37.2. Duck, which I did duck before going south. Another 3.1 miles. Okay, that's the total mileage on this bike. I started with 0.8. So 14.8 miles I've come, and the battery's still full. I think that's what I'm going to do today, because that'll be close to 30 miles when I get back. Stand on this abutment. You can see the abutment in the center there. Those old huge carved rocks. Still has the steel structure underneath that the rail ran over. Elk River in the distance there. That's enough for the first test. Now I know, assuming the battery meter is correct, that it hasn't used, it's always obviously less than full, but at least 4 out of the 5 bars, it's above that. We'll see when we get back, because now we'll be going uphill. And I actually plan to use the throttle a little bit more. See what that does to it. But on pedal assist, it doesn't seem to use a lot of battery power. Lacros Cyclone.